Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me. Brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Local to Me. I am Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
And I guess first and foremost, let me just say happy Thanksgiving to everybody because we're, right. I can't believe it's Thanksgiving already.
Gobble
but
till
it's
you wobble.
Here, and I'm going to be cooking lots of things starting early. Actually, no, I'm going shopping in the morning, and then I'll be cooking lots of things, and then I'll be shopping in the evening. So
yeah, I'm not having to cook anything this year. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I cook it all. Well, except for the potatoes. I don't cook potatoes. My mom does that. It's the only thing I let her cook. But yeah. So I guess before we get started today, we've got a couple guests on the show. I do want to bring up a couple of quick things that are going on. As you guys know, Small Business Saturday is this Saturday. I know a lot of people go out and shop for Black Friday, and that's great too. But if you want to shop locally and not at your big box stores and kind of, do some of that supporting our local area, you can do that on Black Friday too, because a lot of places are open. But there is Small Business Saturday. But there's something really cool that is going on, and I think it has started already. Let me just double check the dates before, because we talked about this yesterday, Woody, and I wanted to bring it up today. The Small Business Elf on the Shelf Scavenger Hunt, which I think is really cool.
It is cool.
And so there are a bunch of local businesses that have gotten together in the Forest area, and it's running. Okay, so it hasn't started yet. It's running from November 25th until December 16th. So you can go on Kiss Cupcake's Facebook page or website and actually download the list of the different businesses that are participating. And so anytime within that time frame, you can go around to all the businesses, and you have to find the elf that's hidden in each business. And they're going to be moving it, around.
Grace Marie, I think, is one of those.
Yes, they are.
I saw it on their Facebook
Yep,
page.
they are. So you find the elf, you get a stamp on your little sheet next to the business, and then you turn it into Kiss Cupcakes by December 16th, and you get entered in for one of 3 prizes. And then a bonus, if you purchase an item at any of the participating businesses during the 2 weeks, you get to turn in for another entry for a prize. So if you find all 14 elves, you get the grand prize. 10 elves, you get second prize, or you get in the running for second prize. And 5 elves to be in the running for third prize. And what are the prizes, you ask?
What are the prizes?
Okay, thank you. So they are pretty cool. So the grand prize, again, requiring all 14 stamps, and is gift cards to Studio Style and Spa, Western Ways, Salt and Fringe Salon, Eliza's Favorite Things, Kiss Cupcakes, and Kratos Fitness, where you get a month of free classes. That's a $330 value. Second prize, which requires 10 stamps at $140 value, you get earrings from Grace Marie Jewelry, a ring from Love and Lace Bridal, gift certificate to shop at Penelope's, and you can get your brows done for free at Studio Style and Spa.
Oh, hey.
Mike, you need to look into that
probably
one.
take advantage of that one.
And then third prize requires at least 5 stamps at a $75 value. You get dinner at 221 Tap and Table, provided by Holly Insurance. Dessert at Outside the Cone, and followed by a paint night at Imagination Station. Can I just say, that's I like third prize is all me right there.
Right.
I like all of it. I mean, I'm going to try and get the grand one, but third prize would be cool. So, and then I'm going to really quickly just run down the people that you can visit, and then, then I'll be done with that. So Kiss Cupcakes, Holly Insurance, Studio Style and Spa, Forest Flowers, Kratos Fitness, Grace Marie Jewelry, Western Ways, Eliza's Favorite Things, Penelope, Love and Lace Bridal, Imagination Station, Salt and Fringe Salon, Pet Craze, and Outside the Cone. So visit all those guys. I think what I'm going to do is go around, just do little videos at each one, because a lot of them are members. Some of them are not, which means then I can go in there and tell them they need to be members, and then that's cool.
There you go.
So yes, that gives you something fun to do. Take your kids, let them search for an elf. It's pretty fun. So but there are lots of things going on between now and the holidays with local small business. You want to check it out. And one of our guests today, we're going to be talking about something they're doing for the Christmas season, the holiday season, and that's really cool. So I have Nicole and Chris with me here from Virginia Sheds. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So we're going to talk a little bit about Virginia Sheds and just overall what you guys do and where you're at and how you can help people with their shed needs. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Christmas Village that y'all are doing in December. So I guess, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Sure. I'm Chris Ashman and my wife, Nicole Ashman. We run Virginia Sheds, which is a shed lot on 460 in Bedford, 1030 West Lynchburg-Salem Turnpike. It's where the old Clayton Homes used to be near the Y. And we sell sheds on the lot, custom-built sheds, dog kennels, chicken coops, metal buildings and garages, carports. A lot of it is portable delivered sheds, but we also build on site as well. And we own a construction company called Old Liberty Sheds and Structures, which does more custom work and kind of gets more into what a shed lot can't offer. So the Virginia Sheds tagline is the one-stop shed shop. We also sell roofing metal and shed supplies like windows, door handles, hinges, pretty much everything shed. It's a sheddy business.
Sheddy business.
I was hoping for a pun. I was really hoping for a pun.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
So I have a question. Because you build sheds like on site, is that something that's a little bit more unique than just going to another shed place? Do they usually get theirs kind of just brought in? Which, I mean, I know y'all can do that too, but I know you also you build them too.
Yeah. So the benefits of on-site building are you can do different size buildings like height and width wise that you can't get down the road. So you got to figure a lot of portable sheds, they have to go down the highway. They have to go under bridges. So there's limitations you can do there. If you build on site, then you don't have to worry about those limitations. The other limitations are terrain. We live in Bedford, so there's a lot of places you can't put too many cinder blocks underneath of a shed. You may need some piers, some footers dug so you can actually have like a level area. A lot of times we build sheds on top of elevated decks, really was what they become. If you can imagine that. Plus, there's HOAs, right? Homeowners associations that have limitations on siding, window colors, and just the appearance, overhangs. So we can get into those details more on a build-on-site product to actually meet homeowners associations. And there's gates and fences and other houses that are in the way, trees, boulders, things like that, where you can't drive a truck into someone's yard and drop a shed off.
Right.
So there's even access issues. So that's where on-site comes into play.
Especially if somewhere they want a shed is harder to get to. And it's like, once you get past whatever obstacles in the way, like you can put a shed there, no problem. But, getting it to there is difficult. You can just kind of build it in place and kind of skip that whole,
right.
The whole mess in the
Especially like near Smith Mountain Lake.
Right.
It's more expensive to build on site because it's basically a building project. We're bringing the lumber, the tools, the people to you. And then the other alternative is crane. You can crane a shed into place, but that's expensive too.
Right.
Right. I would assume that would.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, I know a lot of people pay money to like store things at these like storage facilities and things like that. I'm sure that's good and all. But I would think that for the amount they pay a storage facility monthly to put their crap in it, no offense, but a lot of times it's just
it's the leftover junk you don't want in your house.
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would think that they could pay a shed off or buy a shed easier, less expensive than
and
storing
it's right there at your house. So you don't have to go across town.
Exactly.
Well, and the thing that we like about the shed industry is we kind of look at sheds as more than just storage, right? So, to your point, you can finance a shed for around the price or maybe less than what you pay for your storage facility and it's right there in your yard, right? You don't have to go drive through a gate and, hopefully the gate works,
Right.
Here, the shed's in your yard. But, we build sheds also for backyard offices. You think about remote working is huge now. And people are like, the kids are running all over the place. They're getting on my nerves. And the dining room is no longer a good office, right? So they can put a shed in their backyard, insulate it, heating and air it, finish the walls, and there you go. Now you have an office.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question was, could you add power to sheds and things like that?
Yeah. We sell sheds with power packages already in them.
Okay.
You can run actual power from the house to the shed if it's pre-wired, or we can do shore power packages where if you think RV or boat, right, you run an extension cord from your boat to a power source. You can do the same thing with a shed.
Okay.
And I would
Yeah.
also assume doing it like if okay, speaking of just like an office shed, isn't that tax write? Wouldn't that be a tax write off because it's an actual
Consult your
office?
tax professionals.
Yeah,
but
please
I
do.
think
But I'm
I
just
think
saying.
it could be
Like I know, like if you
As
have a
long as
home
it's-
office and it's specifically just an office,
as
you
long
can
as it's
potentially-
dedicated for that and has
Yeah.
a lock on it, a bunch of other things. But
Yeah, we sell dog kennels too to breeders. You know, they use we have sheds that are they're like a hybrid shed dog kennel. They have a run area and a secluded area to keep the dogs separate. You know, that's in the shed realm too. And
Yeah.
then the metal buildings, you can, you know, metal buildings are starting to replace the shed a little bit because, you know, a lot of people want to put ATVs or side by sides or golf carts in a shed. You need a ramp to get up into it.
yeah,
You can take a metal building and just stick it right on the ground and you can drive right into it. They can be put right on gravel. So,
Mhm.
you know, there's a lot of different options we can do.
And I know you also do chicken coops because every time I come over there, I think Autumn needs this chicken coop because she has chickens running all over the
Right.
place. But I know y'all can do like those, the chicken coops, and I'm sure you can make them into like your she sheds and your
Yes.
your man caves.
yeah.
And
She just asked me, could we do like a shed outside and just put a kitchen in it for all her baking stuff?
oh, you know,
So-
that's not a bad idea, Sheena.
Right.
Actually, that's pretty cool.
Cheaper than renting a commercial kitchen space.
There is. I mean, obviously, there are. So that's the big thing, too, is I think YouTube does a huge disservice to people because they feel like they can just take a shed, turn it into a house, and live in it.
Right.
There are regulations. I mean, you know, you always want, I mean, you could either A, be illegal or legal, right? So,
Right.
in Bedford County, I guess there's a lot of places you can just hide, you know, no one will ever know. But the people who live in areas where, you know, there's a population that can keep an eye, like government, neighbors,
Mhm.
you want to make sure that you're following all the local codes and,
Right.
you know, and that's the other thing too, is we like to even help with that. We don't like leaving our customers hanging. That's why we have concrete contractors we work with, excavators, retaining wall contractors we work with. So electricians, plumbers. So we can help in a lot of ways that most shed lots they're just wanting to sell a shed for a lawnmower and that's it.
Yeah.
So
I think, Woody, I think we should get a mobile podcasting studio that we just kind of like put on a trailer. We drive
Yeah.
around, just
Yeah.
drop
Can
it
you,
off,
can you add that to the budget for next year? Woody?
mobily,
No problem.
mobily
Thanks.
drive
That is
around and be
cool.
comfortable inside of
we
it.
can build it for you. We've built barbecue trailers before on trailers. So.
Yes.
And a studio. You did build a studio.
I did build a sound studio for a local hip hop artist. So that was a couple years ago. Though.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Well,
That would be cool for like a sound company if they had like a little trailer that they could just pull the stuff up and run wires out, hook up speakers, and it would be because I know
Mhm.
how much goes into the. Back in my 20s, I had I ran sound for different bands
Mhm.
when I was in a band and
I always
different
forget
things like
you were
that.
in a band.
Yeah, it's weird. I know. I really look like a rocker, but anyway, so having like a trailer for that's built out, that would be a interesting
Oh yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
You wouldn't have to unhook everything every single time.
Well, and I want to point out too for for those listening that there's probably a lot of shed companies that are around, whatever you see them, and you can walk on the lot and buy or purchase a shed. But I think one thing I will mention about Chris and Virginia Sheds is that when he's talking about building on site or things like that, like he's not just somebody he didn't just wake up and be like, oh, I'm just going to sell sheds today. Like you're also a contractor, like you
Yep.
have been in construction. So like, what you need to do and the regulations and you can build them because you have the knowledge behind it too.
That's right.
And I think that's important for people to know kind of going into, if they're choosing a lot or they're choosing someone to work with, that you actually have that kind of background. You didn't just wake up and just say, I'm going to buy a shed company and sell sheds today. And you're just pushing them out, out the lot.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. So I built houses and added on houses, remodeled houses, and I like sheds. They're fun. Most people are happy when they buy a shed. I don't know. They get all giddy. They don't get so much caught in the details like they do on a house either. But we just enjoy doing them. You're in and out with a shed. I think the longest shed we built was at Smith Mountain Lake, and we called it the Shed Toe, and it's on our wholelibertysheds.com website. And it was huge. It took us about 2 weeks. We were on that job for 2 weeks, and the homeowners loved it. Now we're going to go back and build a greenhouse / chicken coop run-in for them as well on their property. So we're starting to get repeat customers, and then word of mouth starting to take off too. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, tell everyone a little bit about the financing. I know we touched on it a minute ago,
Sure.
but like you can finance it. It does not have to be just, you come up with the money and throw the cash down. You can finance it too.
Sure. Yeah. So we have two companies that we work with. One specifically called Green Sky, and that is through, you would have to get approved through a credit check for that one. And then we also work with our in-house financing, and that would be without a credit check. And pretty much anybody would get approved for that one.
Rent to own.
Rent to own, yes.
Okay. So see, that's cool because,
Yeah.
there are people that don't have great credit, but they are trying to build it, or, it maybe something happened once, but they're fully able to do everything now, and they still have dings and whatnot. And I'm just going to say, I'm not a big fan of credit. Like, I feel like it's just
Well, the thing with the approved credit is we can do like 9.99% financing on a shed, which is really good, up to 10 years. So
okay.
we've gotten sheds below $100. So like I said, we can compete. I think the lowest we did was like $50 a month on like a $5,000 shed, something like that. And that's better than a storage fee.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The rent to own is more expensive, but the nice thing about rent to own is you said there's many people don't have credit, they don't have the money to buy a shed, or they're in the process of buying a house.
Yes.
And they can't touch their credit.
Right.
They also can't move a ton of money out of their bank account in order to buy a shed, because the bank will throw red flags. They won't make it through closing. So with a rent to own, you can come in for like a 5% deposit, or, close to no money down. And then you engage in a rent to own contract, which doesn't hit credit. The banks never know about it. And the day you move in or the day after, your shed arrives.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in time for moving day. So you can put everything in there. And then when you close on the house, you can then reapply to either finance or pay it off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. Or rent to own is another good thing, where people have 401k money they need to get to, or they need to move money around.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for that as well.
That's awesome. I hadn't even thought about that part of it. The whole buying a new home and stuff like that. So that's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
Because and some people want to have stuff they can store. Like if they're building a home or something, you may want to have a shed brought in, so you're storing some of your stuff there on site.
Right.
And
Well, the nice thing with rent to own too is this: if you miss your payment, right, the company will contact you. If you don't make another payment, they will come repossess the shed. Never hits your credit, never hurts your credit score. Or let's say you have the shed for like a year, and you're like, you know what, I'm moving to California, can't take the shed with me. You can call the rent to own company back. They'll come take the shed, and no harm, no foul, and it's over with. So
okay.
Good to know.
I know. Now I feel like I need sheds all in my backyard. I have a lot of stuff I need to store.
I know where you can get them at.
Chris would kill me. So he'd be like, no, Heather.
Chris will be like, all this Facebook Marketplace stuff, I've got a place for it.
Yeah. Well, I do tend to buy stuff off of the marketplace a lot. So we'll see. But so going into the Christmas Village that you guys are hosting, and I'm excited for it. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I hope that we get a lot of traction for it, and it is something y'all do year after year, because I think it was pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So on December 16th and 17th from 3 to 8 p.m., we're going to be hosting the Old Liberty Christmas Village, which is going to be at a Virginia Sheds lot on 460, 1030 West Lynchburg, Salem Turnpike, Bedford, at a Virginia Sheds lot. And what we're going to do is this: we're going to rent out sheds, like 20 sheds, to local vendors, craftsmen, artisans, to set up their own shop. Each shed will have electric access. They need to run an extension cord. They can put their own lights in there. They can decorate the shed however they want, put their merchandise in there however they want, run a ceramic heater, and they'll be able to lock the door, take the key home with them, and open up the next day. But it'll be open to the public for free, so they can come and shop, do Christmas shopping. There's going to be, we already have 2 food vendors lined up. We're going to have some fire pits and Christmas lights going on as well for, that we're going to supply. We're going to have Santa Claus there. And there's a couple other things in the works that I don't really want to say right now, because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up if it doesn't work. So, but that's going to be December 16th and 17th. And again, we just want to help local businesses be able to sell their wares, because I'm a carpenter. So, I'm also a woodworker too. So I get it, and I enjoy seeing the creativity of other people. That's really why we want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're also going to run a Christmas special on sheds as well. So you can show up to buy a present and be like, hey, I like this shed a lot. And you can buy the shed. And of course, we're not going to take it while they're still in there with all their stuff. But so we'll be running a Christmas special. We'll advertise that more on the day of.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one more thing too. We have a shed on our lot. And it is blue, red, white, and blue. It's got a red roof, white trim, and blue siding. And it's a fundraiser shed for Liberty High School's football team. Their shed is in terrible shape. And so we're going to be taking donations for that. And I'm working with the local high school football coach at Liberty High School to come up with a creative way to raise money in order to replace the football shed that's out there at Liberty High School.
That's
cool.
great. That's awesome. Well, I know, when you, Nicole, came to me and we were talking about their vision for the Christmas Village is awesome. It's, kind of reminiscent to the ones you see, the villages in Pennsylvania, I think does it. That's what you were showing me.
Yep.
And you've seen the German villages they do over in Germany and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that vision behind it, and is awesome. And I think that it's going to be something very unique to Bedford. They say Bedford is the Christmas capital of Virginia. And, we have the Elks home and Liberty Lake Park, and we do the tree lighting, and we have the parade and the Festival of Trees. And this is just now another addition to why, people should come into Bedford and shop and visit the local vendors. And I know originally we were looking at a 2-weekend thing, and then it's moved to 1 weekend because I'm hoping as it grows, you can, do it multiple weekends. But I think the concept behind it, being able to decorate your own space and have a little store for a weekend, is really cool.
Yeah.
And the prices aren't bad either. How much is it for vendors?
So for a small shed, which is 120 square feet to, I think, 220 square feet, something like that, is $125. No, I'm sorry, $75.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the large shed, which is 221 square feet up to 400 and I don't know, it's 400 something square feet, is $125.
Right.
For the 2 days. And so no, not terribly expensive at all for considering you have your own space. It's a lock. You don't have to put all your stuff away the night before and then stock again the next morning. You can just, the end of the night, 8:00 Saturday, you can just lock the door, go home, and come back on Sunday, and ready to roll. And then obviously we'll give the vendors a day or two ahead of time to get set up, and a day or two to get their stuff going.
That's always the hardest part of those vendor shows is you have to get there in the morning. And you've got to get everything set up the way you want it. And you're kind of in a hurry. So even throughout the day, you're still trying to adjust and get things the way you want. So being able to set up ahead of time is a huge thing.
Right. And
Yep.
we're still looking for vendors. So please contact us at virginiashedslc@gmail.com.
How many sheds do you guys have kind of guesstimated available for?
I think we're about half. Yeah. We got a bunch of advocates. I think we're about halfway full right now.
Okay.
As far as, that goes. And so, and again, this is real early on. So we really just started advertising a week ago, or not. I don't even think it's been a week.
No, I don't think it has been a full week.
And how many spaces total do you have?
We have 20 total.
Okay. That's a good amount of vendors.
It is.
That's a good place to go and see a lot of a wide variety of things, I'm sure.
And we have Slow Smoke Bistro is lined up right now. They're a barbecue vendor for food. And then Bro and Sis Lemonade.
Yep.
Or Sis and Bro. I forget.
Bros and
Bros and Sis Lemonade. And then we're working on a pizza truck right now. So, because I like pizza.
Yeah.
I like
So,
pizza.
I mean, I can have barbecue on Saturday and pizza on Sunday.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, and I think the added additions to the fire pits, Santa coming,
Christmas music.
it'll just give it a good little holiday vibe to come out and, just hang out and visit.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
And one other thing too is, you're talking about Bedford being the Christmas capital. So our construction company, Old Liberty Sheds and Structures, and even the Old Liberty Village is it's a homage to Bedford. I don't know if a lot of people know, but before 1890, Bedford was called Liberty.
Right.
And that's why we named the company Old Liberty, because we wanted to pay homage to it. And even our logo, if you ever look at our logo, the saw blade, the line that goes through the saw blade is the peaks of Otter and Flat Top. So
very cool.
yeah. So we're all about Bedford. So
So if you're interested in signing up as a vendor, we do have a vendor application, which you can message Chris.
right.
Or I guess you could message me too, Heather@cvabc.org. But we can send you the application link that you fill out online, and then they will invoice you for the shed once you get all set up and all that good stuff. So, but I think it's going to be great. I think it's something that it's something I hope y'all are able to do year after year, because I just think the idea was brilliant. Like,
And one of your small spaces for $75 for 2 days is not a bad.
That's nothing.
Not a bad price at all.
I mean, when you consider
even for smaller vendors.
Yeah, when you consider some of our vendors are paying, I think it's $60 to $80 for a spot at Centerfest for like the 1 day there. Right. You know, this is a 2-day event where you're not exposed to the elements because you'll be inside. Right. You know, you're not having to worry about, okay, what happens if it rains? Well, if it rains, you're still inside. So hopefully people will still walk into the shed and, look at what you've got. So,
well, we're really, I if there's any woodworkers that are listening, we'd love to have some more woodworkers there. Mm-hmm. The reason why we adjusted the times to 3 to 8 is because the farmers market has their holiday market going till 1. Mm-hmm. So some vendors could just rent a space and then come over right afterwards and keep on selling, you know?
And I had somebody reach out and say something about they wanted to do it, but they were going to be at the holiday market. And mm-hmm. I think one thing that, if you're listening, that you need to kind of hear again, because he's already said it once, but you actually can come set up days before. So you don't have to rush straight from the holiday market and then reset your shed up. Like if you have enough product, you can set up and then just drive over, and there you are.
Right. I mean, you could put your Christmas lights, your heater, you could do all kinds of, pre-decorating of the shed, say Thursday, Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Saturday morning, you can go over to the farmer's market, do the holiday market at 1:00 when it's over. You could put your merchandise in your vehicle and drive over to the shed lot.
Yep.
Open up your shed, put all your items in there, and start selling at 3.
Yeah.
So, because, you can get a lot of your prep stuff done. So you really can turn in a whole weekend. And then there's another thing going on at a local farm in town that gets over at 3 as well. So we're hoping to, that's up at Patterson. What is it? Lottie J Farm?
Lottie J Farm. Yeah.
And so that's over at 3. So you could come straight over to Old Liberty Village afterwards. So make a day of it.
I'm always a huge supporter of, you hear people are like, oh, you can't do something the same day as something else. I feel like if you have multiple things happening in the area, it pushes more people to that area. Right. So, I'm more apt to go in the morning and go, okay, I'm going to shop at the farmer's market, and maybe I'm going to go to Lottie Jane Farms, and then I'll just stop by the Christmas Village, because then I've spent my whole day in the same mm-hmm. area, and I haven't been like zigzagging everywhere.
Right. And so like Sheena and I live in the middle of Lynchburg, and so, for us to go to Bedford for one thing is, it's, we can do that, but it kind of you've got, the travel time included. But if we can go, like for the first time this year, we're doing the Bedford parade, and then we're staying in Bedford and doing the tree lighting. We've never done that before. So, it's all in one place. So we're just going to kind of make a day of it. And then I think you'll get a lot more people from, the Lynchburg side of the mm-hmm. things if they can come and go to multiple things.
And maybe Roanoke.
Yeah. Maybe and that's what I love too is the location of your lot. I mean, it's right on 460. You
smack dab in the middle between 2 cities. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. They have parking. It's good visibility. Again, you're right in between Lynchburg and Roanoke. So I can't say it enough. I think it's brilliant, and hopefully we'll get all those sheds full, and it'll be something that you guys can continue. Here, because I think it's awesome.
It's looking, I might be there selling cookies.
I was wondering. I knew I was like, I wonder if Sheena's listening to
so she's been, so let me tell you, so I'm just going to divert from you guys for a little bit, because I think she's going to come to your thing. So if you're interested in these things, you can come. So she made eggnog spice cakes a couple nights ago for Thanksgiving. Something she'd never made before. And Dylan was like, you should make these year round. She goes, I can't get eggnog year round, but like she's been making some new things that are just amazing. Mm-hmm. And
that sounds great.
Yeah. You can freeze eggnog.
Yeah. All I can
did not know that. My life was changed today.
All I can say about that is I was able to eat some of Sweet Nanny's treats yesterday.
We had a delegate party
I had a couple bites, and the banana bread was delicious.
Mm. And
was it the coffee cake muffin?
Coffee cake muffins are amazing.
Just Sheena.
So
They were fabulous.
Yeah.
And then I think Autumn took all the banana bread home.
She took no. I told her, I said, you can have whatever's there because I'm not taking it home. I was like, but leave 2 so that other people can get them. I'm like, but take the rest. So she only took 6. It's not a big deal. They're small. They're like
She only
the size,
took 6.
They're like this.
Don't
They're like this
worry.
big, like the size of like
I'm gonna give her a pass.
twice the
'cause
size
she's
of like
pregnant.
a snack size
There you go.
Snickers. So
Yeah,
they're
Give
not big.
I'll
But
give her a pass. All right. Well, so tell everybody again. I know you've said it before, but if they're looking A for sheds or B to come to the event, where are you located and what's your phone number? How can they get a hold of you?
All right. So our website is www.va-sheds.com. If you want to go look at our inventory on sheds, not all of our inventory is on there. You can also get a hold of us that way. We have our 3D configurator for sheds are on there under Design My Shed tab, and then a 3D configurator for metal buildings under Design Metal Building tab. So that handles the shed side of it. Our other website for on-site custom builds is www.libertysheds.com. And then for the event on December 16th and 17th from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. is at the Virginia Sheds lot at 1030 West Lynchburg, Salem Turnpike, Bedford, Virginia, which is US 460 out near Bedford YMCA. If you want a form to become a vendor, you can go to send us an email, virginiasheds.llc@gmail.com, or go to our Virginia Sheds Facebook page and message us, or get a hold of Heather at the Central Virginia Business Coalition, and we will send you the link to fill out the form, the application form, and then we will worry about invoicing after all that's over with.
Yes. Perfect. And
Bring an extension cord.
Yes. And we should have it up. If you go to cvabc.org as well, we will have it up on our event calendar where you can click on that and it'll send you to the application too. So we'll get
Nice
that
and
up
easy.
and going too. Yeah.
Nice and easy.
Yeah. Nice and
Great.
easy. So
But- Well, something we ask all of our guests that come on the podcast, how long have you been part of the CVABC? And what do you think is the biggest benefit of being a member?
I don't even think it's been a year yet.
No.
So
This is a nice benefit.
this is, yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
So I'm gonna just
Favorite
full
answer.
disclosure. I'm still working with them on their benefits, so because I gotta get them all their stuff. We're still kind of working.
That's
on
okay.
all of it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Biggest benefit is I get to see Heather more.
The digital billboard is
I can't
Yeah. Yep. Billboard.
I can't see Mike too much because his microphone is gigantic. So
I mean, my head's pretty big too, so you could see most of my head.
yeah. Being the billboard, and there's other benefits that we're still tapping into. So
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it's a good resource.
Yeah.
Very good resource.
It is. It's good. We were talking yesterday at the delegate meeting, and everybody was asking what they were thankful for. No one said Heather, just FYI.
That is not
I'm teasing.
true.
I'm teasing. No. But we talked about how the CVABC, like, it is a great group of people that, your people always welcome you in when you come to like coffee talk, Woody, or anything like that. It's a great group of people, and everybody like really wants to see other people succeed. Sabrina said it best with, we don't gatekeep success. If we have a competitor that does the same thing as us and they have a great event or a great something, we want to support them and be happy for them. And I think that goes across the whole thing. So as we get into the thankfulness season and Thanksgiving and all that, I think that's one of the greatest things about the CPABC.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, and I will always say, I always say that, I feel like our members are members, but I always say that they're friends as well,
Mhm.
they're family. And then flip side for them is Chris and Nicole, I've been friends with them for longer, than they've been doing the Virginia Sheds and that sort of thing. So, for me, it's a pleasure to be able to work with them and help them outside of just, saying I know who they are. It's easier for me to say hey, like I did with Chris, he does, I know he knows what he's talking about. So, because I know him, it's like Elf, I know him. So anyway, but thank you guys so much for coming on the show with us today, and
Thank you for having us.
have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
For sure.
All right.
I will see you.
And we're going to cut to a quick commercial, and we will be back with Vicki Craig.
Are you or a loved one looking for top-notch care and support in Bedford, Virginia? Look no further than Oakwood Health and Rehab, where compassionate care meets excellence in rehabilitation. At Oakwood Health and Rehab, we understand that each individual's journey to recovery is unique. That's why we offer personalized care plans tailored to your specific needs. Our team of experienced and dedicated healthcare professionals are here to provide round-the-clock care and support, ensuring your comfort and well-being every step of the way. Our state-of-the-art facility is designed to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere, making you feel right at home. Our cozy rooms, beautiful gardens, and engaging common areas provide the perfect setting for your recovery journey. Oakwood Health and Rehab offers a wide range of rehabilitation services, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, all aimed at helping you regain your independence and quality of life. Our experienced therapists work closely with you, guiding you through your tailored exercises and activities that promote health and healing. But it's not just about the physical well-being. We believe in nurturing the mind and spirit too. Our enriching recreational programs and social activities ensure that you stay engaged and connected with your fellow residents. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. That's why our caring staff takes care of everything, from medication management to delicious chef-prepared meals that cater to your dietary preferences. Discover the warmth and support of Oakwood Health and Rehab in Bedford, Virginia. Our team is here to welcome you with open arms and provide the exceptional care you deserve. So don't wait. Call us today at 540-425-7800 to schedule a tour and learn more about how Oakwood Health and Rehab can be your partner on the road to recovery. Oakwood Health and Rehab. Neighbors caring for neighbors in Bedford, Virginia. We look forward to caring for you.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. And kind of keeping in the theme with the holidays and things going on. First of all, want to do a quick reminder to everyone that the Bedford and Lynchburg Christmas parades are coming up in a little over a week. It's like about a week and 3 days or something. I know, I can't. It's a lot. But we are super excited this year. I mean, we have more entries than ever before. In the 5 years I have been running the Christmas parades, we have more entries than we have ever had. Lots of floats, and I think that's amazing. So you're going to want to come out December 2nd to downtown Bedford. 11 a.m. is the kickoff for the parade, and you can find a good spot pretty much anywhere in downtown. If you come to downtown Bedford, grab a seat along any of the roads kind of around there. You're going to get a good good view of the parade. And then stay in Bedford. You can visit the Festival of Trees. You can just go look at Christmas lights. You can shop in downtown, but then come back 3 to 6. We have the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. So vendors will be out in the streets. We have an ice carver. We have a snow globe. We have all kinds of fun things for you to do. And then we light the tree right at 6 p.m. I think we also have carriage rides going on. So a lot of fun happening in Bedford on December 2nd. And then December 3rd, travel with us down to Lynchburg, and the parade steps off at 4 from the Bank of the James Stadium and heads up to Memorial Avenue down to EC Glass. And you're going to want to, head to both those. We have different entries in both, so
Right.
You're not going to be seeing the same thing. I mean, there's a couple that are the same, but
You'll see my smiling
different.
face.
You'll see Mike's smiling face along the way. Just wanted to kind of plug both of those. Big thank you to our sponsors for this event, Nadine Blakely with Remax and Hill City Electrical Services.
Yeah.
Along with, so many sponsors to name, but, we've had a lot of support this year. So I just want to throw out a big thank you to all of them. But we are now joined with Vicki Craig with the Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living. Hello. How are you?
Hello. How are y'all?
It's good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So I feel like, every time we talk with you, you guys have something new and exciting going on. So before we get kind of started on like the event or the thing that you're working on now, for those who maybe haven't listened to you in the past, what is the Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living?
Long story short, Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living is your area agency on aging, and we serve the needs of older adults and persons with disabilities, Lynchburg, and all the surrounding counties. Any county that touches the city of Lynchburg, we serve it to its border. We offer about 32 varied services to the agency. The core services are meals and transportation. We also have our own social services department. We are a freestanding agency. We are not affiliated with social services or those agencies, but we all work together. We get a lot of referrals through the social services departments because we can actually do things a little bit quicker than they can. We have a quicker turnaround time on Dial-A-Ride, which is non-emergency medical transportation. That's taking people to appointments. That's taking people to dialysis, oncology, wound care. These are individuals that without this transportation, they would not go. They don't have a support system at home. And we take them, we drop them off, they do their thing. While they're doing their appointment, we're out picking somebody up and taking them home or taking them to an appointment. So it's all day long. And these are all paid drivers. We have some people Undoubtedly, now you don't get to choose where your dialysis is. So you may be in Bedford and your dialysis is in Amherst.
Mhm.
We got to pick you up and take you. And then we do it again for everybody else. And we run this transportation 5 days a week.
Fantastic. And so we do in-home care. It's different from what you guys do, but we get calls all the time and they're just looking for transportation. And we're happy to have a resource to be able to send them to you guys.
We would be it.
Yeah. And it's such a need in our area because it's so hard, especially if they don't know where to look. Like
Right.
for, not every senior citizen wants to get on the computer and hit Google. I had a 96-year-old client one time that she was like, I found you on Google. And I'm like, I'm impressed, but not a lot of seniors, want to go and try to search and navigate that. And so we're always happy to be able to tell them about you guys and what you guys do. So it's such a great benefit to our community.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it's important too, even for like the families that are caring for loved ones, to know what resources they have that help take the load off of what they're doing, in the community for like, their parents or elderly, that they may need, like they can't give them a ride to an appointment. So they can, work with you guys on those sorts of things. And I think that's important because you don't want your parents or anyone to start feeling like a burden.
Right.
And so it's organizations like yours that help take that burden away and still let you have your family.
Absolutely.
And be able to know they're taken care of.
Yeah.
And what we're finding now, and as you well know, caregivers are beaten down.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically. They're not only trying to lead their life, they're trying to take care of someone else's life. And we have found that the caregivers will go down before the person they're taking care of because they're trying to live 2 lives at once. So we want to be able to take that burden off of them. We want to be able to come and do the medical transportation. We want to be able to bring the meals. So you don't have to do the cooking. You don't have to do every doctor appointment. There's going to be some doctor appointments, yes, the caregiver may need to go. But we also offer companion. So say I need someone to go with me. My companion can go with me.
Right.
On the ride.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk about what you guys are doing for the holidays. You have your, I'm going to say it, I'm going to hopefully say it correctly, Elves for Elders program.
Yes.
All right. So tell us about it.
This is my favorite thing to do all year long.
I wish y'all could see her face. As soon as she lit up.
Like a Christmas tree.
Yep. I was going to say the
Let's
same
keep
thing.
it festive.
This program is like, what's that saying? The Army has the toughest job you'll ever love. This is my toughest job you'll ever love. Elves for Elders is a Christmas gift program. It is geared to the clients of our agency. These are all individuals that without this Christmas gift program, they would receive no Christmas. Right now, I just typed my 415th tag, and they're still coming in. The clients are still calling in. They're still doing applications. We have an application that we basically send out in September. Christmas starts for me way early. They get to pick 3 things off of this list. We have things on there like comforter sets, dish towels, bath towels, robes, nightgowns, toiletries, sheets. There is no high-end item on this list. There's no Nikes, there's no Wii's, there's no PlayStation 5s. These are basic essentials. They ask for body wash. They ask for toothbrush and toothpaste, razor, shaving cream, toilet paper, paper towels. They can ask for a gift card to a grocery store, which they really need these days because with the food insecurities, with, EBT going back down on them. Once these forms come in, I go through them and I make sure they're all correct and I have sizes and they go on a tag. And I have tags, trees everywhere. These tags go on trees. Bedford County is my rock star because my Bedford County librarians are the best. I have a tree at the Bedford Central Library. We have one at the Forest Library. We have one at the Bonita Library. And we even have one at the Big Island Library.
Awesome.
And we tried to gear the tags on the trees to that area, to the clients that are in that area, because you want to support the area you're in.
Right.
Once you go to one of our trees and you pick up a tag, you can look over all the tags, and this one doesn't have anything on the back of it, but there's a little ticket, and it'll say May, and she may want a nightgown. She may want a comforter set. She'll have her Christmas wishes on here. You don't have to buy everything on the tag. If you want to, that's great. But if not, do what your heart and your wallet tells you to do. They are not going to complain. These are individuals that when we deliver these gifts, they will tell you, I've been waiting for you.
Oh.
This is it. By going and doing Elves for Elders on our own, we used to be with another agency and we partnered, but COVID come and it got to be a big mess trying to partner with doing Amazon orders. It was not a good year. By doing Elves for Elders through our agency, we also stepped it up. When we deliver their gifts, we also have a little extra bag they get. And it's got fruit and nuts, like apples, oranges, nuts, a candy cane. And the Boys and Girls Club of Lynchburg is across the street from us.
Mm-hmm.
They make homemade cards.
Oh, how great.
And we put that in the bag. So not only do they get their gift, they get their little fruit nut bag. And we get more response about that than anything because they say it reminds them of when they were kids.
Mhm.
And that's what they got.
Yeah, you remember those back in the like. You remember? I remember when I was a kid. You could get those stockings that were
Mhm.
made of like what's that?
Like the fruit net.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
netting, and you
Yeah.
used to, it would be in there. Like there'd be like an orange in the toe, and you had the candy canes and all of that. Those were cool. I haven't seen those in a long time.
Well, this
Kinda
is
reminds
along
me
the
of that.
same line
Yeah.
of that, but it's in a like craft paper bag. So, and then we have about 30 to 35 that have indicated that on Christmas they will not have any meal.
Mhm.
They're not going to have anybody bring them a meal or go to meal or anything like that. And we put together about a week's worth of groceries in these boxes. I have people that donate money for these to put the supplies in these boxes. We put things in there like a couple of Cornish hens. We put in cereal, milk, green beans, corn, macaroni and cheese dinner, Christmas cookies. We make a pretty nice box
That's
for
awesome.
that.
too.
For that.
So where can we get one of these tags?
Okay, in Bedford County, I'm at Bedford Central Library.
Uh-huh.
I am at Moneta Library. I am at the Big Island Library, and I'm at the Forest Library. In Lynchburg, I just put a tree up this morning at the community market.
Okay.
They are a huge tree down there because they're getting ready to do mistletoe market. We also have a tree that's going up at Magnolia Foods next week
Okay.
on Rivermont Avenue. They've
Okay.
called it Wonder Tree. I have a tree at the 715 Moose Club. For any of you that are Moose members, please support your Moose clubs. They are a great group of people. I have went to Stadium Inn in Lynchburg, the world famous Stadium Inn. Daryl Burgess is a huge supporter of older adults, and we have a tree there every year.
Okay.
So yes, we've got trees everywhere.
So
or you can go online on our website at cvacl.org, and you can click on our website. You'll see a Elves for Elders tag. Click on it, and you can buy a tag if you want us to do the shopping.
Oh, okay.
That's fantastic.
That is great.
Because people are still a little iffy about going out.
I
We
get that.
understand.
Mhm.
You know, COVID is out there. Flu is out
Mhm.
there. That RSV thingy is out
Yeah,
there.
my parents just got over that.
Oh my gosh. It's all out there. So if you don't want to go into a store, but you want to contribute, go on our website, click the tag, do the donate button, and we'll do the shopping for you.
So I have lots of questions. My first question is, if you go on and you pick a tag and you guys go do the shopping for it, what is like about how much is it like per tag if to do that?
What, you just hit the donate button and donate whatever amount you
So
want.
you can donate any amount.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we will do
Fantastic.
shopping with it. Mhm.
Fantastic. So you'll piece those donations together to do as many tags as you can.
We will.
The other question is if there's a business in Lynchburg that wanted to have a tree, it might be too late for this year, but maybe next year.
Next year, it would be perfect.
Okay, next year, Visiting Angels in Lynchburg would like to have a tree.
Actually,
and,
the CDBC wouldn't be a bad
and
place.
we'll supply the tree.
Yes.
We're a little tree crazy. I put up. We've only got 5 up so far this
Oh
year.
my gosh.
What? You're slacking.
We are slacking. Well, we just moved our office Monday, so I don't even have the Christmas tree up at the office. But I kind of wanted to put more than one tree at the office, so we'll do a tree for sure.
Absolutely.
And we'll even go as far as to say that we'll guarantee that they all get filled as well. So if people don't come and pick them up, we will complete those for that because that's a great thing. I love it. So yeah, so we'll do a tree for you next year, and
Thank
then
you.
we'll. My wife is already asking where we can get tags. We do this little project. We had a next door neighbor that we used to do 12 days of Christmas for him, and
That's
why like 2
Why
days
are
in a
you-
row? What is this? I'm
Why-
allergic to feelings. Anyway, so we would buy him 12 little gifts, like from the dollar store and things like that. And
Mhm.
he didn't have he had a lot of friends, but didn't have family. So we would take, and they were like, some things were from the dollar store, some things were like, he loved M&Ms, so we do that. And he would open one a day. And what the real gift for him was, like, people would call from all over the country to say, like, oh, what was your gift today? Because like it became a long tradition. So now what we do is we go, and if we see a family and that they've got the cart and all that stuff, and it's a lot of stuff, we'll just walk up, hand them $20, and be like, hey, we do this in memory of our next door neighbor, and we try to do 12 of those. So we're going to see if we can do 12 tags.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's a great way for us to do it, especially with what we do as a business. Like, seniors kind of have a soft spot for us anyway. But so I think that that's a great way to do that, and to give back to the community, and make sure that everybody has a Merry Christmas. So
now let me ask you this, because I know you probably have, years that not every tag is taken off of the tree. And so y'all are having to, still, I'm sure you still provide those families with something. It can someone donate items to you if they like? Yeah. I will say, like, right now, especially with Black Friday coming up, a lot of times there's specials on comforters and sheets and dish towels and things like that. So if someone wanted to just go in and buy 20 sets of dish towels and bring them to you, is that an option?
That is an option, and we do have it happen. Not every life is life, as we all know, and life is going to happen to people. People may get ill. Mm-hmm. Someone may pass away in their family. They could have a tragedy. They could lose a job. They have the best of intentions of taking the tag. There are sometimes at the end, we have some tags left over. Since I've been doing this program, and I don't mean to brag, but it's my thing, I have never had anyone go without a gift on my watch. I have delivered gifts on Christmas Day to make sure that someone had a gift. So it is an option. We appreciate any and all donations. If somebody wants to bring us a comforter set, if they want to bring us some sheets, if they want to bring us some dish towels, some bath towels, they are going to go to someone before December 25th.
Excellent.
Sometimes, like I said, sometimes people can't afford everything on a tag, so we have to plug.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We don't want to send a, you it was great you took it, but we want to make it a little bit more special.
Right.
We have one client, and this, you have a story, and I have a story.
Okay.
We have one client, she lives in Bedford County. She's a Bedford County resident. I deliver sometimes, and I took this gift. It had been tried to be delivered twice, and I said, no, it's going to get delivered. So on a Saturday, I get in my vehicle. I'm ready to go. I got the Christmas sweater on. I'm going to find this lady. I'm finding her. Well, I go up on Johnson Mountain. I went from Campbell County to Bedford County to Campbell County to Bedford County. I said, am I going to end any time here? I'm looking. I see the street, the road numbers, and I'm like, okay, I got this one. I got this one. Where's she at? They're skipping. Well, I happened to look up this cut. And there was this little white house sitting up in a field. I said, it's got to be that house. Mm-hmm. So I turn and I go up in there, and no tree. It's a bleak day. One little candle in the window, one little Christmas candle. There was the numbers on the house. Mm-hmm. I said, yes. I knock. The lady comes to the door. Most precious looking little lady with her little white hair in a bun. She had a little purple robe, just pretty as she could be. And I said, are you Miss So-and-so? And she says, I am. She said, are you my Santa? I said, I am your Santa. Mm-hmm. She said, can you come in? This is before COVID. And I said, sure. We go in, and I tote the bags. There's an upright piano, and there's all these men in service uniforms, but they're different men. And she said, those are my sons. 6 sons. All of them served this country.
Wow.
Amazing.
3 of them died serving this country. Mm. The youngest one, she said, was in the Merchant Marines. He wouldn't be home for Christmas. He usually tried. The others were disabled. They didn't travel anymore. And we sat there and we opened her gifts. Mm-hmm. I was her Santa.
Oh. See,
that's so nice.
So sweet. And I think it's just, I think it's a lot of people think when they think Christmas, they think of children and the joy of, kids opening gifts and seeing all of that. But I don't think they really think that much about the elderly who have maybe, like you were saying, their kids can't be there, or they've outlived their kids or their significant other.
Right.
And they're just at home and, I just don't think people really realize how much, you see people light up with the smallest things when you're talking to them. And, even when you're going into like nursing homes and stuff and you see them especially when they see a younger child, like, it'd be so cool. Like, I would love to do it and bring Riley and, like, let them see someone younger that they can, it brightens their day. So Christmas isn't just for the young.
Right.
So
And
Yeah.
and also like so I've got a friend of mine that is now living at Bentley Commons, and last time I went there I just happened to see him sitting outside, and I'm like, hey, how are you? I didn't know you were here, and sat down and talked to him for a couple minutes, and we were there for we had like a little like a vendor fair for like healthcare. We had like a little informational thing set up with a lot of different companies, and Beth had already gone and set up, so I knew I didn't really have to do anything that day. So I sat down, talked to him for about 5 minutes, and got up and left. And on the way out, he stopped me and he goes, "You have no idea what it meant that you took the time to stop and just talk with me."
Mhm.
And he's surrounded by people at Bentley Commons. Like but they have a bunch of great residents over there. They do a lot of activities with them. They're every time I go in there, I think they're having a church service. So like it's he's got all that there, but the fact that someone stopped and specifically talked to him and spent time with him, it was like I'd given him $100 bill. Like he was just so happy. So it's you never realize what that means to people as they get older, and they feel like they've kind of been forgotten about a little bit. So I didn't even know this program existed. I'm not going to lie. And I am super excited. We will partner with you next year big time. I'm just saying. And we'll partner what we can this year. But we just moved our office, like I said. So we've gotten everything moved. I just don't know where anything is. So, but we're gonna do what we can to help boost your make your progress a little easier this year. And
I plan on. Sorry.
We're gonna make all the CVABC members bring something.
I plan on picking my 12-year-old up after this and going straight to Bedford Library and having her help me pick out a Santa, because we've done where we've gone to the mall and did the angel tree, because for her, a kid not going with a toy is horrible. Like how could you not have kids that get Christmas? But I really want to go and show her the other side of it too.
Right.
And take her to do that. So,
and if you're listening to this and you're like, you know what, I'd love to do 2 tags, but and you've got small children, it's great to teach them like, hey, let's take care of, let's get one from the angel tree and take care of a kid, and then let's go get one and take care of a senior, and kind of teach them that that's not just young people or old people, but it's you got to help when you've been fortunate in your life and you're able to give your kids Christmas and things like that. It's important to teach your kids that there is more than just receiving. That I know it's cheesy as can be. I've been watching a Hallmark movie maybe, but like giving is the greatest joy, especially at Christmas time.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I love the things like I've seen on TV. I've seen a lot of people posting like how you have your kids go into their room and get rid of toys that they haven't used before. And they have to put that under the tree and give those away before they get anything new. And I love that idea. I love that concept as well. But I think people are so used to living their life and they just go and on autopilot a lot of the times. And you have blinders on sometimes and you don't see the outside and you don't see the people that are hurting and there are times that people who are hurting aren't going to say they are. They're trying to struggle through and they're trying to do, the best they can. But take a look around you this holiday season. I know tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Be thankful for your family and what you've got, but no, there's people that don't have what you have, and see, how you can help someone. But definitely contact Vicki, and tell everyone again how they can get a hold of you, how they can participate in the Elves for Elders.
They can either go to one of our trees. Like I said, I have them in the Bedford County Library System, Bedford Central, Forest, Moneta, and Big Island. In Lynchburg, I have a tree at the Lynchburg Stadium Inn on 4th Avenue, the Lynchburg Community Market downtown on Main Street. We have a tree at our office at 501 12th Street. We have a tree at the Appomattox Library. I forgot to mention that one. I have a tree at the Appomattox Library. I have a tree at the 715 Moose Club. Or you can go online if you don't want to shop and go onto the CVACO website, and you can just do a donation and it goes towards purchasing a tag. And we'll shop for you.
Awesome. Vicki, thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
So we had you on a little while ago, a couple of months ago, I think, and we talked to you, but I'm going to ask you again. So how long have you been part of the CVABC, and what do you think the greatest benefit is?
I have been part of the CVABC now for probably going on 4 years.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Right.
The greatest benefit, I get to come here and talk to y'all.
I mean, I was going to say the same thing, but
I get to come here and talk to y'all, and I get to get our message out, our mission out, and y'all are part of getting that out.
Yeah.
You're a huge part of that.
Yeah. And I'll be doing a post on our Visiting Angels Facebook page, and I'm sure Heather will do one on CVABC as well about the Elves for Elders, because I think that's a great program that, like I said, I didn't even know it existed. I know other organizations, including one of my competitors, have done things like that in the past, but I just never realized that there were other programs out there. So we're definitely going to jump all in on this next year for sure. and we're going to do what we can this year to make sure that as many seniors in our area make sure they have a Christmas.
Well,
So,
thank you. You are much appreciated.
yes.
Trust
And
me.
you guys can't see this, but her glasses are fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a picture after this so that I can post to Facebook and things like that. But I just love them. Like they're full of lots of different colors and things like that. But they're amazing.
You have to have a lot of attitude to
You
wear
do.
these.
You do. Yeah, you gotta be confident. You can't like I don't know if these will work or not.
Yeah,
So
no, you just put them on and go with it.
yeah,
It's just like the Nike commercial. Just
do it. Yep. So
Well, to all of our listeners, again, a big happy Thanksgiving from from us here at Talk Local to Me and Grove Street FM, Watts Creative Studios, all that. We will be back again next week.
yep, gobble till you wobble.
That's right. And
then-
until next time.
This is Mike Norfield and Heather, and get more information at cvabc.org.